give you an idea of what's going on off the coast of Nova Scotia. So bear with me. Don't get vertigo as I move the computer. But
Wow, is this free? Like, could I log into this, or is this like a
yes, you can.
special thing you guys have?
Well, it's actually called earth.nullschool.net.
Okay,
And
we'll put
so,
that in the show notes for people that are interested. That's cool.
yeah, it's fabulous. So you can look at air currents, weather currents, chemical particulates, waves, and all things meteorological. And what you're looking at right now is called SSTA. That is the sea surface temperature anomaly. And I'm
Okay,
trying to operate my mouse here backwards, like it's like doing it in a mirror.
is this just based
And
on measuring statements, or is it some sort of like infrared satellite? How's
this
the?
is updated every 20 minutes.
Oh wow,
This is all satellite technology. The dozens and dozens of satellites that are above the Earth, they compile the information, and this goes through a central computer with the World Meteorological Organization and the various meteorological organizations like the National Weather Service in the States, Environment Canada. And all of this is assembled into these graphical representations. So you're seeing here the red right here, that's the anomaly, how much warmer it is than normal. And some cooler water here is blue. That tells you it's cooler. And then if you look at the really extreme stuff, we've got extreme warmth off the coast of Nova Scotia, goes from red to yellow, and approaching into the Bay of Fundy, in spite of the fact that you've got some cold patches off Cape Cod and Cape
what
Hatteras.
uh, what color is normal on this? Is black normal, or like where?
Black would be normal.
Okay,
And
and
so
then
this is
blue
the,
is colder than normal.
yeah. So,
Okay,
so this is the temperature anomaly. It tells you
yeah,
how
yeah,
much out of normal it is.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
the Southern Atlantic Ocean is the area that you have um, generating our weather in the summertime and in spring, summer, and fall. And we get 25 to 30% of our heat budget comes not from the sun, it actually comes from the Gulf Stream, which is a part of what's called AMOC, the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Currents.
Oh,
And they actually uh, bring up all that heat that make us the Maritimes and keep us warm and toasty in the winter and coolish in the summer.
yeah,
Well, latest studies are saying that this is starting to break down. I'm just going to switch the computer around again.
yeah, yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
I could stare
unfortunately,
at
I
that thing
don't
all day.
have feedback. Yeah, there's so much to look at, and it's disconcerting to see that the studies are telling us that things are changing very, very rapidly, that the likelihood of AMOC shutting down has now gone up dramatically. Another few papers have been written about it. And if that happens, surprisingly, we have the risk of going into a mini ice age on
Really?
the Canadian coast and up and through Iceland, Greenland, and into northwestern Europe if the current shuts down. And it looks like it can. It's much more likely than it was thought to be. But the thing I wanted to focus on more than that is why things are so warm here. And part of it is the fact that we've got extremely warm waters around the Maritimes. And that is contributing to the flow of air not providing the moisture from the ocean. It's actually pushing off most of the disturbances into the ocean. They went south of us, or they stayed way north, and we just baked. We got all kinds of uh, ridge. It's called the Bermuda High, high pressure ridge weather. And the prevailing winds gave us southwesterly, dry, hot conditions because of the way the circulation patterns were set up. And the secondary part of this is the fact that even though the southern oceans are baking, the Sahara Desert has become even drier in this last few decades. And so we've had dust coming off of the Sahara, and it's tamping down the risk of hurricanes, which is good news, which I really don't like to see because we were calling for quite an active season. And so far it hasn't materialized to the same extent that we had thought it would.
I have a question for you. I mean, is if you've got this entire, so we've got an ocean that's hotter than normal,
Yep.
which means in principle there's more evaporation than normal.
Yeah.
Where's all the water going?
Well, it's going to other
Why is it
parts of the
coming
world.
back? Okay.
Well, you see, the thing is, everything is interconnected. So
Yeah,
um, you can wind up with anomalies in certain areas. So when you change the flow patterns of the air locally, you can wind up with droughts in places where you traditionally haven't had that. That's what's happened in India and parts of the Middle East. Um, Trade winds, monsoons, that kind of thing, have become less reliable. Our climate is destabilizing, and where the breakpoints happen are hard to predict. As a matter of fact, the modeling for most of this stuff is based on stable climate patterns. And when you destabilize that, the modeling starts to fall apart. You have to rejig the models, you have to reinvent them and start measuring different things. And different things take different priorities. Wind direction can be crucial. Um, for instance, there's been a desert off the coast of South America, Peru and Chile, called the Atacama Desert. It's been a desert for 35 million years, even though um, it's right on the Pacific Humboldt Current. And so no rainfalls. There's some areas haven't had rainfall in 300 years. It's the driest place in the world. And that's all to do because of the prevailing winds. Even though it's on the water, it doesn't get any moisture at all. So it looks like Mars. It doesn't look like a normal Earth um,
wow.
habitat you would expect, especially down in South America. So we're starting to experience that. And we're starting to learn about how it affects our weather patterns. And right now, it's been a huge surprise that number one is our predictive ability with hurricanes has fallen off dramatically, it appears.
That's not
And
good.
number two is that we're looking at AMOC maybe shutting down and losing our heat budget. And number three is we wind up with crazy weather, anomalies that give us droughts, and a lack of rainfall that is astounding. Like we only got in Nova Scotia 25 to about 40% of our normal rainfall over much of the summer, and that's June, July, and August.